The People Defender Office was created in Sweden in 1809. It was designed as a mechanism to be opposed to the power of the administration of the state, when this one is exercised disregarding the rights of the citizens. The institution was added to the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela in 1999, inspired on the Simón Bolívar's idea. It was founded during the government of Hugo Chavez as a mechanism of control of the public administration, based on the prestige and the power of persuasion and negotiation of a person. This person is in charge of object the power of the state. The figure of the Ombudsman was created to be constituted to restrict the abuse committed by the state authorities, as well as to promote the respect of the human rights and to help to provide a societal culture about the validity of them. The People Defender Office is a parliamentary commissioner in charge to supervise the fulfillment of the law on the civil servants of the public administration and of the Court of Justice. Citizen power is exercised by the Republican Ethics Code, constituted by the People Defender, the General Prosecutor, and the General Controller of the Republic. The organs of the citizen's power are the People Defender Office, the Office of the Public Prosecutor, and the Office of the General Controller of the Republic. This institution is autonomous, with complementary characters. Its purpose is to supervise the action of the organs of the public administration and of justice, overseeing the correct management of this institution. In this sense, his actions do not have character of judging, but they are supported by the authority of the Parliament and by the moral authority of his whole, who use such mechanisms as the mediation and the persuasion between the parties in conflict. Also, he used the recommendation for that object. In Venezuela have been four ombudsmen. The first, Nelia Parra Guillén, from 1999 to 2000, Germán Mondarandi, from 2000 to 2007, Gabriela Ramírez, from 2007 to 2014, and Tarek William Saab from 2014 until today.
Functions. The Office of the Ombudsman is part of the citizen power, which has the constitutional command to prevent, investigate, and sanction the acts that violate public ethics and administrative morality. To ensure good management and legality in the use of public assets, the compliance and application of the principle of legality in all administrative activity of the state, and also to promote education as a process that creates citizenship, as well as solidarity, freedom, democracy, and social responsibility work, as established in the 15th article of the Basic Law of the Office of the Ombudsman, in which describes its functions in 18 numerals. But the most important are 15 Article Numeral 1. Initiate and proceed ex officio or at the request of the interest party any investigation leading to the clarification of matters within its competence. 15 Article Numeral 4. Mediate, conciliate, and serve as facilitator in the resolution of conflicts within its competence. And when circumstances allow, greater and faster benefits for the purpose of protections. 15th Article Numeral 5. Ensure the rights and guarantees of persons who have been restricted in their freedom. 15th Article Numeral 12. Promote the signing, ratification, and adhesion of human rights treaties, conventions, and agreements, as well as to promote their diffusion and application. Mission. For the second article of the Basic Law on the Office of the Ombudsman is charged with the promotion, defense, and oversight of the rights and guarantees established under the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. and international treaties on human rights, in addition to defending the legitimate, collective, and diffuse interests of citizens. Objectives. The fourth article of the Basic Law on the Office of the Ombudsman establishes that their objectives are the promotion, defense, and supervision of number 1, human rights; number 2, the rights, guarantees, and interests of people in relation to administrative service rendered by the public sector; number 3, the rights, guarantees, and interests of people in relation to public services, whether they are provided by public or private legal entities.
The area of the influence of the People Defense Office is social area because it's a public organ that is competent to act in situations where there are danger or violation of the human rights of citizens by the official which composes the national public power. This institution cannot resolve conflict between individuals. In these cases, the People Defense is competent only when one of the parties is a company providing a public service. Since although the state delegates the provision of the service in an individual, it remains responsible for the protection of the right involved. The People Defense Office cannot assume the defense or violate right when a case is already in judicial jurisdiction. However, a department may request the presence of this institution in the hearing and other phases of the process. In this case, it can only act at the request of the party, and when the due process has been violated. In addition to its promotion, defense, and surveillance function, the People Defense Office focuses on the protection of special subjects and population, health and social security, children, indigenous persons with incapacity, people, public serving, among other things. Likewise, the People Defense Office is responsible for generating reports on the human rights situation in Venezuela and for generating education material on citizen education. The main office of the People Defense Office is located in Centro Financiero Latino, 26 to 29 floor, Urdaneta Avenue, La Candelaria, Caracas, Capital District, Venezuela. It also has offices nationwide divided into regional headquarters in each of 23 states of Venezuela and Capital District.
As we all know, Venezuelan People Defenders Office is not an international organization. It is an organism that is part of the citizen power in Venezuela. For that reason, we can say that Venezuela is the only country that is member or related with this institution. However, Venezuela is part of the Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions with other countries like Germany, Poland, Argentina, Mexico, and Côte d'Ivoire.
Current situation of the People's Defender's Office. During the events that happened between April and July, the Human Rights Institution was about to be vigilant of any situation that could represent an infringement of rights and keep its doors open in each of the regional headquarters for the proper attention and care of the citizens. In this sense, this institution received documents alleging human rights violations during the protests and manifestations that been taking place in this country, as well as legal advice was provided to victims and relatives of the events. Also, the People's Defender's Office, in its different locations at the national level, has received, during the previous period before mentioned, letters, documents, and requests by social organizations, political parties, and civil society, where they make some requirements before the human rights institution. The People's Defender's Office, in accomplice with the powers established in 280 and 281 articles of the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela carried out during the protests and manifestations that began in the April until nowadays, a total of 1,729 defending actions, defending and monitoring human rights. Those actions are attention, defense, and surveillance actions. On April the 28th, the directors, managers, and delegates of the People's Defender's Office publicly made a statement in rejection of the violent actions against the institutionality of the People's Defender's Office and his representative, and showed their support of the People's Defender. In this statement, they said they reject the threats against Tarek William Saab. Also, on Tuesday, April of 25th, under the surgery of an agreement approved by a group of deputies in the premises of the National Assembly, which was thought to give an ultimatum of the President of the Republic and Moral Council to force him to ignore a decision of the highest body of the citizen power. As well, they reject that his group of people was using the language of threats, impose a time limit to interfere with the families of a public servant in order to coerce a legitimate public power to act in favor of their particular political interests. Also, they consider it was very serious to say that the People's Defender must abide all the consequences of not giving in to a blackmail. Since its creation, the People's Defender Office has been an organ of the services of all, which has fought daily with the maintenance of peace and democratic institutions in this country. Also, all the situation has been watched of high conflict, and which is called today more than ever to be the faithful of one balance of the middle of the differences. To conclude, the People's Defender Office invites us, all of us and the Venezuelan people, to manifest their opinions peacefully, avoiding the confrontation, to build a better culture.
The Office of the Ombudsman has to act as an organism that oversees for the respect of human rights over the actions carried out by the state's authorities. On June 13, 2017, the Ombudsman Tarek William Saab requested to the Constitutional Chamber of the Supreme Court of Justice to clarify a dispute related to the power of the Office of the Ombudsman to investigate human rights violations. However, the functions of the Office of the Ombudsman have already been clearly addressed during this presentation. During the protest, there were several events where citizens made complaints to the Office of the Ombudsman, and those were included in the institution's situational report published on June 7, 2017. The victims have the right to receive special assistance from the Office of the Ombudsman in human rights violation cases. Although the Ombudsman attributions aren't of coercive character, his complementary condition must supervise if the actions of the organs of the public administrations are in accordance with the established by the law. It's important to remind that the Office of the Ombudsman arises from the need to create mechanisms to limit the power of the state administration when it's exercised disregarding the rights of citizens. On the other hand, there have been attacks carried out by groups of demonstrators that assault public patrimony, where many of the headquarters of the Office of the Ombudsman had been burned, like the one located in the state of Táchira, for example. In Venezuela, we face a series of conflicts that requires a greater participation of this institution in defense of constitutional guarantees which are at risk due to the geopolitical, political, economic and social factors. Today, one of the main critics towards the office of the Ombudsman coming from the opposition is that, as they said, this institution is biased with the government. Also, they expressed that this behavior violates Article 256 of the Venezuelan Constitution. This article guarantees the impartiality and independence in the exercise of the functions of the Ombudsman, thus ensuring the defense of the rights of all citizens without regarding their political tendency.